Today I'm going to unbox a very special gift from a very special reef tuber. Let's see what's inside. What's up, coral people? If you're new here, my name is Remy and this is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already and you'd like to support the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I post new videos. As I continue to figure out my workflow with the new hours that we have at the radio station, we're doing mornings now, I decided to just take the 4th of July weekend off and spend it with my friends and family. I hope you had a great 4th of July and I hope you're having a great summer. A couple weeks ago, Moki, the Inappropriate Reefer, did a video on unboxing some Gorgonians. He talked about care and he also talked about how to frag them if you want to go down that road. I commented below, I need some Gorgs in my life. I have never had them before. Just like that, a trade was brewing. See, a long time ago, even before I fragged the Weeping Willow leather coral, I had reached out to Moki and I said, hey man, when I do frag this, I'd love to get you a piece when you are ready, when the tank is ready. I know you're in a new build right now, but I'd love to donate a Weeping Willow leather toadstool to that tank. And instead of him just letting me send him a coral, he proposed this trade. A Gorgonian mystery box for a Weeping Willow leather coral. Done and done. Let's go ahead and see what's in the box. Let's go ahead and open a package. So, wondering what Moki sent. The package is super heavy, so I don't know if it's just water weight or what. So let's go ahead and dive in. Whoa! So it appears that we have some sponge, maybe? Is that what that is? Gorg. Wow. Well, we got pretty much everything here. I think this is a purple frilly, maybe a corky Gorg. We'll have to look at the sheet now and see what's in here. Purple ribbon, purple frilly, spiny, tan Candelabra Gorgonian, red algae sampler, which I think I'm going to use for the Pico tank, elephant ear sponge. All right, so let's get all this acclimated and we'll go ahead and get it into the tank. This being my first time keeping Gorgonian and honestly an intentional sponge, I wanted to do a bit of research on care and proper acclimation. Sponge can be tricky. It's one of those pieces that you don't want to expose to air because it can damage the tissue, so make sure that everything you do with the sponge is underwater. They are filter feeders and should be kept in an established aquarium, so he's going to go right into the frag tank. All the Gorgs that Moki sent are all photosynthetic, but are still filter feeders, so weekly broadcast feedings are recommended. I'll probably use a Coral Max or a Polyp Lab Reefroids. I'm usually doing this anyway, so that shouldn't really change my workflow too much. And as far as acclimation, it's all over the board, as you may expect, and doing some research. Some say to dip, others say don't dip, some say to drip acclimate, others say don't. The red algae sampler pack contained 5 different types of algae. I'm a big fan, surprisingly, of this cluster of Coralline. Unlike many encrusting Coralline algae, this species is soft and features fine branches. And in this case, you can actually buy this type of branching Coralline to help promote the growth of Coralline in your aquarium. I'm gonna show you what the new frags look like in all of the aquariums because yes, I distributed them to each one of the aquariums, even the Pico tank got some of the stuff. But I can't just send him one frag after that. Comment below, what should I send in Moki's box besides the Weeping Willow? All right, here is the purple ribbon Gorgonian. It's all out and happy. I was most curious about this one and if it was going to survive or not because I don't know much about this type of Gorg, but looking good. Go over here to the Candelabra. That's looking good. Polyps extended. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these guys yet. I might put them in the lagoon. Speaking of the lagoon, let's go over there. So the two that I stuck in here were the Spiny, which is this guy on the left. And they're looking good. All the polyps are out. And this is the purple Frilly, which also looks just fantastic. It's such a unique coral. I've learned a lot about Gorgonians over the last, several days now. Being filter feeders, I'm gonna have to up my game with the Polyp Lab Reefroids and the Coral Max and stuff like that. Now these are photosynthetic, so don't necessarily have to feed them, but they are filter feeders, so you want that good stuff in the water. So I also got some elephant ear sponge, and I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet, so I kind of just put them in the back of the tank. And then what I'm most excited about is how the macroalgae made this look. Oh, it looks so good now. I just have to make sure that the water parameters are good in the tank because I really don't want this red macroalgae to die. And as you can tell on the left though, the grape not looking so hot right now. It's been in the tank for about 3 or 4 days now. I'm gonna have to make sure that the parameters are good on this tank. Nitrates, alk, phosphates, and then I've got fertilizer coming, so I'm hoping that that will turn this around. If not, I do have a little bit more grape that I put in the sump of the frag tank, so we should be good. But oh my gosh, just look at that. It looks so good with that macro. It really brings that pico to life. A huge thanks to Moki for sending all the stuff. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And follow Bahama Llama Coral on Instagram if you want to follow along in our trade saga. It's kind of funny because I'm most nervous about keeping the algae alive. I have no problem growing green hair algae, bryopsis, all the nuisance stuff, no problem. But when it comes to this decorative macroalgae, I'm so nervous and I want to keep it alive. So like I do, I reached out to an expert, and Tigerboy.h2o on Instagram has the most immaculate macroalgae pico tank. It looks so cool. So I had to reach out and ask him for some tips on macro growth. He said the key to growing macroalgae is 4 things: nitrates, phosphates, fertilizer, and alkalinity. I asked him if he liked any fertilizer products in particular, and he said Brightwell Chato Grow is what he uses because it has iron in it. I've linked that product down in the description below if you want to pick that up. Also, go follow Tigerboy on Instagram. His one tank that he's got is just, it's pristine. It looks so cool. It's like if freshwater planted tanks came to the marine side of things. It's beautiful. And while you're clicking on things, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. I'd like to send a huge shout out to Scott Crow and the team at Ocean State Aquatics. Freshwater Joe and Salty Alley are back on YouTube and making some pretty detailed videos on the livestock and tank tours and everything that they've got at the brand new Ocean State Aquatics Superstore. You have to go check out their YouTube channel if you haven't, and follow them on all the socials. I did get an update from Chris Kaz, and he said they're hoping to have coral back up on the website this fall. They're still working out some stuff. They want to make sure that it's as efficient as possible for you if you go to osachoice.com. And if you haven't done so yet and you want to fill every waking moment of your life with coral reefing and this hobby we all love so much, make sure to download and subscribe to the Reef News Network. Peter and Jeremy do a great job with that podcast, and they would never miss an upload like I did over the weekend, and I apologize for that. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. I really appreciate it. Lots of fun stuff in store. It's time for an upgrade on the good old RODI system. You watched Hamilton on Disney Plus yet? So I saw Hamilton twice in the theater. Yes, I'm bragging, and yes, I'm still paying for that. But seeing it on Disney Plus was awesome because you get all those tight shots. I highly suggest it. Even if you're not a musical fan, maybe you're a history buff, you like that kind of thing, go check out Hamilton and go rate how much Jonathan Groff spits all over the place as King George. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, okay. You say the price of my love's not the price that you're willing to pay.